Guys, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is March 10, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up, and once again, thank you so much for your support. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said this: "If the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to cut off electricity entirely. 1.5 million houses could be pitch black, no lights, completely darkness." Now again, New York, Michigan, and I think Minnesota, those are the three states that could be impacted. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. I'm going to play the video. We have the full article. Do me a favor, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And again, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Let's see what's going on here, guys.
Now, we're being faced with so much uncertainty coming from President Trump. Each day brings new tariff threats. Now, President Trump is threatening tariffs on steel and aluminum. He's pointing his finger at dairy and lumber, shifting timelines, different excuses, chaos and confusion. It's hurting workers, it's hurting businesses, it's hurting investments, and it's hurting families on both sides of the border. It needs to end. That's why I've been crystal clear. Until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariffs is gone for good, Ontario will not relent. We will not back down. Pausing some tariffs, making last-minute exemptions, it won't cut it. We need to end the chaos once and for all. We need to sit down, work together, and land a fair deal. A deal that gives businesses the confidence to invest. A deal that gives workers the security they need and deserve. Until then, Ontario will keep up the fight. We will apply maximum pressure to maximize our leverage. That's why today we're moving forward with a 25% surcharge on electricity exports. For the 1.5 million American homes and businesses that Ontario powers, homes and businesses in Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. This surcharge will cost families and businesses in these states up to $400,000 each and every single day. On an average, this will add around $100 per month to the bills of hardworking Americans. Let me be clear, I will not hesitate to increase this charge. If necessary, if the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people because it's not the American people who started this trade war. It's one person who's responsible. That's President Trump. I'd rather be working together. I want to sell the U.S. more energy, more electricity, more critical minerals. I want to make Canada and the United States the richest, most successful, safest, most secure two countries on the planet. But as Premier, my number one job is to protect the people of Ontario and in hand protect the people of Canada. I will do whatever it takes. I will fight like I've never fought before to protect Ontario.
Wow. Okay, that's a big breaking news coming out from Ontario Premier, Mr. Ford. He's really putting out this message. And you guys know yesterday they just elected the new Prime Minister, Mark Conley. I think that's his name. Give me a second here. Okay, I had to block that image there because of the copyright, the trademark. All right, so let's go with the full article. Do me a favor. Once again, subscribe, guys. Subscribe. And once again, hit that notification bell. All right. So he just put out that message. Ontario Premier Doug Ford, at a press conference, that he would move forward with a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to 3 U.S. states starting Monday, today, warning that he will turn off access if the United States adds new tariffs on Canadian goods. If the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely, Mr. Ford told reporters. Now, believe me, when I say I do not want to do this, I feel terrible for the American people, because it's not the American people who started this trade war. It's one person who's responsible, and that's President Trump. So that's, once again, the Ontario Premier Doug Ford. He's putting out this message here. So Ford on Monday said that 25% surcharge will cost families and businesses in New York, Minnesota, and Michigan, and add around $100 per month to the bills of hard-working Americans. What do you guys think? Leave comments down below. It says here, but it will also hurt Canada's energy industry. In turn, Now, Canada, which is far more dependent on U.S. exports than America is on Canadian goods, risk plunging into a recession if the trade war escalates. As the saying goes, no one wins in a trade war. So along with his threat to cut electricity off completely, Ford said he may raise the 25% surcharge if United States tariff escalate. Now, Donald has threatened to do just that. On Friday, he said he would levy dairy and lumber tariff on Canada, matching dollar for dollar the duties Canada places on U.S. goods. And Donald on Sunday said tariffs on Canada and Mexico could rise from the threatened 25% level if the country don't make good on their promises to help reduce the amount of fentanyl crossing over the border into America. So last week, Ontario Premier claimed he will shut off power to the U.S. with a smile on his face if Donald continued to levy tariffs on Canadian export. Not looking good. Absolutely not looking good, because the American people are fed up with the inflation. Now we got to deal with this one here. So, but Donald, way before all these tariffs, Donald put out a message to the American people that it's not going to be easy. This trade war, the tariff, it's not going to be easy. It's going to impact us. But he said at the very end, we will win. He also mentioned yesterday on Air Force One that America will win and we will become the most powerful, richest country in the world. And many people is going to be rich, and people just not going to have people's going to have so much money that, I don't know what to buy anymore. So it just, according to Donald, that's, what he put out there yesterday. All right, so give me a second here. I want to pull up some more information. If you can, please share the video. I want to see if there's any more updates here. We're gonna go with this one here. This is Political. Political is putting out this information. All right, so once again, Ontario hit 3 northern U.S. states. I gotta pause this video. Actually, let me just kind of remove myself. Ontario hit 3 northern U.S. states with 25% price hikes for electricity on Monday. Today, guys. Mario Day. Alright, you guys know Super Mario. M-A-R, which is March. M-A-R, and today is 10-1-0. Put it together, Mario Day. Alright, so Ontario hit 3 northern U.S. states with 25% price hikes for electricity on Monday. And the Canadian province's premier warned that he might even cut off power flows completely until Donald backs off his tariff threats. All right, so once again, he's putting out this message today, and he made it clear that he's not going after the Americans, but he has no other choice. This is a trade war. The new surcharges, which Ford had vowed to impose last week in response to Donald's announcement of sweeping tariffs against Canada and Mexico went ahead as scheduled Monday, even after the White House announced a pause in its plans. Now, the hikes will increase power costs for 1.5 million people across Minnesota, Michigan, and New York City. Something state officials fear could also hurt grid reliability. Once again, you have the new surcharge on power export amount to cost $10, or about $7 in the U.S. currency, per megawatt hour. Now, Mr. Ford estimated that the hike could add $100 per month. Oh, to household power bills in those states, and cost each state $400,000 per day. It's like this, guys. Have you ever played Monopoly and you land on someone's property and that person doesn't have a house, he has a hotel, and then you basically got to sell one of your property to pay for that person's it's something like that. Also on Monday, the Globe and Mail reported that Quebec provincial government was considering halting hydropower exports to the spot market in the U.S. Northeast, and considering options regarding supply contracts with Massachusetts and New York slated to take effect in 15 months. Mr. Ford said he will not stop the escalation in the trade standoff until the threat of U.S. tariffs has vanished. Until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariff is gone for good, Ontario will not relent. He said Monday, "We will not back down," pausing some tariffs, making last-minute exemption. It won't cut it. We need to end the chaos once and for all. In an email, the White House spokesperson Kush blasted the province's move. Instead of retaliation, Canada should focus on shoring up border security and cracking down on the drugs that are taking tens of thousands of sleeping giants every year. In a post on Blue Sky issued Monday, you had the left Minnesota Governor Tim Walz called Minnesotans struggling to pay their power bills the first victim of Donald trade war. Minnesota cannot afford Donald billionaire run economy. We have to put a stop to this madness. Is he governor? I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't paying attention to him. So he's governor? You guys picked him as governor again? New York is sounding the alarm here. New York governor, also a left, blasted the tariff in a statement as poorly conceived from the start. This is a textbook example of bad public policy, and I am calling on the Donald to immediately rescind his tariff before they inflict further damage on working families. But you didn't say nothing to Joe when he was raising prices and everything and slapping sanctions and all that. And if he won't act, Congress must, she said. The people of New York deserve transparency and accountability. What? Women, now you care about them? We will not allow Donald and congressional right to play these games with our energy security while hardworking New Yorkers foot the bill. Woman, you were trying to charge them $9 toll. Man. Oh, man. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call politics. The Gov and Senate minority, here's Chuck, man, who also sent a letter to the state utility regulators Monday calling for an urgent review to ensure transparency on the real cost to consumer. In a statement released on Monday by the Michigan Public Service Commission, which regulates the state's utilities, the agency said its concern about the new fees' impact on consumer power bills, but added that the greater risk is to the grid reliability. Yeah, you guys raise taxes to New Yorkers and you're charging them $9 a toll. Like, come on. While the vast majority of Michigan electricity is either produced by the electric utility or purchased under long-term power contract, the imposition of these tariffs could have some impact on prices in the regional energy markets, though the ultimate impact on Michigan customer is likely to be small, the statement read. Of greater concern is the stability of the electric grid. There are significant flows across the border because of the interconnected grids because of two countries. Any disruption to those flows makes both the Canadian and the U.S. grids more vulnerable to grid scale outages, the commission said. You have the New York Independent system operator is still reviewing the impact of the tariff, according to a statement. And that's where we at. What are your thoughts? Leave comments down below. Things about to hit the fan. Ontario imposes fee. All right. On power exports warns a potential cutoff new over Donald tariff threat. So there's a possibility, again, maybe next month, New York is going to see extra $100 added to their electric bill. And yeah, this is where we are right now. The reason why Donald slapped tariff on Canada and Mexico is because they refused to stop the flow of the drugs coming in. And so it just, again, it's not looking good. It's absolutely not looking good. So we're going to see how Donald plays this out. But one thing I tell you guys, this is going to hurt the American pockets. But Donald said it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a rough ride. But at the very end, the sleeping giant will win. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.